It looks like we have a great audience in front of us.
Yes, indeed, Oliver. A very good morning to our guest of honor, Minister of State for Trade and Industry, Mr. Teo Selak, His Excellency Inigo de la Serna Ernest, Mayor of Santander, Spain, distinguished speakers, sponsors, partners, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. The Internet of Things is by far the hottest topic in today's world of innovation. Just the other day I was reading about the rise of the intelligent agents, not the CIA type or the Edward Snowden type, of course, but the smart devices, when connected to the internet, can contribute to great enhancements in the quality of lifestyle and the rising productivity multiplier.
Well, Aloysius, my friend, you're absolutely correct. Over the last 2 years, the Singapore Industrial Automation Association has been working very closely with our members, as well as organizations both locally and abroad. We have learned that the arrival of the Internet of Things is not fair. In fact, the convergence of technology has proven that it can be highly adaptable for the end user, and more importantly, its yield is significantly encouraging.
Tell us more, Oliver.
Well, perhaps I'll share briefly with you the SIA journey. The Singapore Industrial Automation Association has its roots in robotics. Well, namely industrial automation at the factory level. Over the years, we realized that machine-to-machine communications is a critical enabler of productivity and efficiency. There are three vital components in the connected world, namely smart sensing and data collection, reliable communications, and intelligent analytics. Several years ago, the Executive Council went on a study mission across the oceans and came back firmly believing that the next wave of M2M technologies is the way to go. We sought the feedback from our members and affiliate organizations. We concluded that the association and its members have the experience to cross-pollinate our best practices into other verticals. 2 years ago, the IDA released the Infocom Technology Roadmap, within which the Internet of Things was identified as a core pillar of technology. The SIA responded confidently and positively to that plan. We were committed to bring the awareness of IoT to the regional community. A few months later, we embarked on our efforts to organize such a platform for sharing. We also realized that this meeting will lead on to two very important next steps. Firstly, developing competency for the adoption of IoT solutions. Secondly, organizing an innovation ecosystem that can smooth the way, that helps with the deployment of IoT as well as faster ROI, hence a multiplier of productivity.
No, Oliver, yes indeed it is. IoT Asia 2014 is a timely platform for the industry and all of us here today. Now, we can look forward to a comprehensive program that features over 60 speakers from 15 countries. They will share first-hand experiences on how to leverage IoT to optimize operations and design IoT into business operations and processes. And on the exhibition front, we can interact with over 40 exhibitors from 12 countries who will showcase the latest ready-to-adopt IoT solutions. It is indeed heartening to note that this inaugural event has garnered such great interest from the community. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank SIAA, our founding members, sponsors, distinguished guests, distinguished speakers, exhibitors, and all delegates here this morning for their belief and their strong support in bringing this event to fruition.
So, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I also like to share with you that 14 years ago, Aloysius and I teamed up to bring to Singapore the first e-learning conference in the year 2000. That event was part of the Learning Festival organized by the Ministry of Manpower. Today, we bring to you the first ever practitioners conference on IoT, Internet of Things Asia 2014. Well, now it's time for us to invite our guest of honor, Minister of State for Trade and Technology, to come onto the stage to share with us his address. Minister, please.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks, Olivia. Give me a new appointment. Ministry of Trade and Technology, I think it'll be far more exciting than Ministry of Trade and Industry. Yeah, seriously, I think it's far more exciting. And I think the way the welcome address was done, I think it's also very interesting, very exciting. It's a new idea. I guess that's what the conference is about today. All these new ideas, we apply new things and Internet of Things as well. I think Internet of Things, in some way, my personal view is that it's something that's already happened many years ago. It's just we have to repackage it and extend its application so that it's more accessible and also affordable for whether it's businesses out there, mainly businesses and organizations out there, government, public sector, private sector. But in the future, you never know. You'll benefit households, individuals in more ways than one. And you can see that already happening. And went overseas and I visited many companies, and some companies showed me some of the new products and new technology that they apply to households. Click of finger, anywhere you are, the home is prepared for you, whether it's food, whether it's the lightings, whether it's access to the house. It's all automated, and so much so that you don't even need to lift a finger when you enter the house. Let me just address some of the more important people in the conference today. His Excellency, who came all the way from Spain, Inigo de la Serna, Mayor of Santander, Spain. Mr. Aloysius Tian, President of Singapore Industrial Automation Association, Mr. Aloysius ARLANDO, CEO of Singex, and also every one of you, thank you for coming. It's a great pleasure to join you this morning for this opening ceremony of Internet of Things Asia 2014, a platform to enable the sharing of best practices in IoT. So, what's Internet of Things? I mentioned quite a bit. I guess most of you would know very well. It's facing an exponential growth in IT today in its application because cost of technology has also fallen. It's more accessible today. So through the internet connectivity, also through the high-speed fiber and telecom networks such as 4G, it's also led to higher demand for its application. And these connected devices are able to sense, communicate, and share information, provide a wealth of opportunities in decision-making, status monitoring, and activity planning. The Singapore market for this side, for IoT, is expected to increase threefold over the next 4 years. Our strong international and domestic network connections support the development and delivery of innovative, interactive digital services to homes, schools, and businesses, and serve as the enabling platform for IoT. For international connectivity, Singapore has an extensive network of submarine cables connecting us to the key global markets. On the domestic front, our next-gen nationwide broadband network offers ultra-high-speed fiber broadband connectivity of up to 1 gigabyte per second to 95% of homes and businesses in Singapore. So IoT has also great offerings for businesses, and especially for SMEs who's undergoing some of the challenges today with manpower constraint, land constraint, space constraint. As you know, in Singapore, I understand it's not easy. But through technology, many of our companies survive really well. For example, IoT can offer two types of opportunities for business transformation. As you know, Singapore economy is undergoing a transition and transformation today, especially through the productivity movement, where we're trying to encourage and also nurture companies go through this productive transformation, strengthen themselves up so that they can meet the future challenges. First of two offerings, IoT can create a new market for new products and services that previously did not exist. And second, IoT as an enabler for productivity movements. IoT as a new market has significantly changed the way consumers interact with their mobile devices, and this in turn creates new demand for new products and services. For example, handphones. A decade ago, many of us were still carrying the handset, black and white displays. Then came the iPhone, and the smartphone industry grew tremendously. And as our phones have become more sophisticated, consumers have begun demanding a whole variety of applications. Games, public transport, web apps, productivity tools. This in turn generated greater demand for different sensors such as GPS, accelerometers, and fingerprint readers to allow an even wider range of applications to be supported. What this really means that wherever you are, you can be tracked. So it's still intelligent services, right? So my boss actually knows where I am. If he's hearing, I'm working. So I understand that the Samsung S5, well, a special advertisement, it was launched a couple of weeks ago. It has a heart rate monitor. I mean, honestly speaking, heart rate monitor is not new. And I wear a heart rate monitor for my training, my workout regime every day. I wear a heart rate monitor. But today, even no need to wear a strap, you can measure a heart rate. So technology has become a lot more advanced. In fact, so much more accessible and portable wherever you are. So the rapid rise of IoT presents an entirely new platform for businesses to develop innovative products and services. Our business sector needs to apply this technology, strengthen themselves, make them stronger, and also make them relevant in the future marketplace. And it can be applied in several sectors: precision engineering, electronics, medical technology, industries. All these industries, it can serve the growing demand for a wide range of sensor and all these enabled devices through IoT. SMEs in the healthcare and the telecom industry can also create new apps to allow consumers to access and make fullest use of IoT-enabled devices. In fact, it's not new. There are apps already available today, whether it's medical, healthcare, and others. Download the app, there are many things that can happen. You track everything real time. Well, the simplest way to understand maybe some of this is just tracking you running the distance, GPS, and then link up with platforms like Facebook, social media. You track where your friends are, so they can be running overseas, you track them. In fact, I belong to a running group and a triathlon group where we race overseas, and it's so easy. When we cheer for our friends, we just track where they are and put our comments on the social media. It's that easy, and today it's so easily accessible and available. So one example of a local SME, HeartCare Services, which launched a remote home healthcare tool for caregivers to assist and support post-stroke patients in therapy for upper limb rehabilitation. They ingeniously incorporated an efficiency damping algorithm and queuing technique developed by A-Stars Institute of Infocom Research, or I2R, for the mobile and wireless body sensor technology. HeartCare Services has since signed an MOU with its Japanese counterpart G-Sport Incorporated, which specializes in the lower limb rehabilitation to further research and integrate both upper limb and lower limb remote rehabilitation for home care. And I think this is great because with technology, you actually serve a certain need, not just for business sector, for economics reasons, but also for social objectives where community gaps are closed. And in this case, I think with a growing population, such kind of app and technology will actually come in really, really helpful for the future. Of course, the variation in business models across companies would mean that not all businesses will focus on serving all the same market enabled by Internet of Things. This brings to my second point, IoT as an enabler to raise productivity. IoT can help businesses improve their work processes through using sensor for real-time monitoring and technology to trigger systematic responses. Automation of functions allows for more efficient deployment of scarce resources and enables better service delivery. The adoption of IoT need not be costly to be able to help raise worker productivity. For example, the F&B industry, which is facing a tight labor market, and more restaurants and cafes are now taking advantage of the online reservation system, such as Chope, to help manage its reservations better. By setting the right rules, such a system will allow restaurants to better manage its flow of customers, especially during peak hours. And another technology that the F&B outlets have adopted is the food pager. For example, after ordering your food, I think they give you this food pager. And when the pager actually signals or light up, it means that you can collect the food. It reduces the labor needs and also makes it more efficient, very much a DIY process. I think this technology is very common today in Singapore. I just went to a coffee shop. We usually attend the heartland coffee shops where most of our HDB dwellers and heartlanders go. They started using, one of the coffee shops started using it, and I find it very interesting. So there's a small pager, and puts right there, and it lights up. You can go get your food. So today this is adopted not just by cafes and restaurants at the upmarket area, but also in the coffee shops at the heartland area. So these efforts have a promising start, but the full value of IoT can be unlocked by taking one step further, by integrating various sensors to create a systemic responses. And this can streamline business processes, give adopters an edge over their competitors. The government were already leveraging IoT to provide more timely service delivery. For example, the PUB has 163 water level sensors and 49 CCTVs around Singapore for monitoring of drainage systems. Updated at an interval of 10 minutes, these water level sensors provide data on water levels in the drains and canals, enhancing the monitoring of real-time site conditions during heavy storms and response time. Real-time SMS alerts on rising water levels are then sent to members of the public who subscribe to this free service, giving access to more timely updates on potential flash floods. We're also committed to increase the SME's adoption of IoT and infocom technology or info technology or ICT. And at the recent budget 2014, it was announced that the government is setting aside $500 million for a 3-year ICT for Productivity and Growth Program or IPG, because we want to accelerate the use of ICT solutions by SMEs so that they can boost their productivity in order to transform and build Singapore economy into more streamlined, well, give more with less. And that's one of the key objectives that we hope to achieve from now to at least to 2020 to achieve the productivity target of 3% up to 2020. So the IPG has 3 components: scaling up proven ICT solutions, encouraging and enterprising SMEs to pilot emerging technologies, solutions such as sensors and data analytics, which can transform the businesses and also promote high-speed connectivity for SMEs so they are able to take full advantage of ICT-based productivity solutions. IDA is also doing more to help boost adoption of technology capabilities in Singapore companies. They have launched its IDA Labs to help foster technological culture of creating and building. And along with IDA's accreditation initiative, which will be housed at the labs, young and innovative ICT SMEs can look forward to being tested and assessed to be accredited. Accreditation can help these companies to raise their visibility, giving them a lot of credibility and also giving assurance to potential buyers. Recognizing that IoT or Internet of Things adoption may offer synergies between the MNCs and SMEs, Spring Singapore, MTI's partnership. We have a scheme called Partnerships for Capability Transformation or PAC initiative, which was launched in 2013 to draw such synergies. What we're trying to do is to encourage big and small companies to combine together, come up with initiate innovative projects, for example, Internet of Things with such projects, and government will help co-fund it and defray the cost of that development. End of the day, it's a win-win partnership for both, and it helps the economy as well. So we want to strengthen the business sector by helping small companies succeed through large companies, and that collaboration will help. And the PAC or this initiative serves to identify and implement these projects between the large and small companies. That will be a major initiative that we'll focus on this year. So besides government support, I'm also happy to see that there's a strong path or industry push to take advantage of Internet of Things. The co-organizer of this event, Singapore Industrial Automation Association, will work with I2R to host a series of innovation and productivity clinics. The clinics will discuss how SMEs can harness proven technology and beneficial innovations to drive productivity and address issues in the deployment of IoT solutions through the sharing of best practices. So how businesses can capitalize more on IoT and how government and industry alike are encouraging adoption of IoT is still some way to go. And we believe that at least it's a start, and we're very happy to have IoT event in Singapore today. And this conference will help to create the awareness and hopefully open up more paths for companies to understand and create a greater awareness out there and adopt IoT in the businesses or in the sector. The organizers have now laid out a very exciting program where numerous case studies will be discussed and successful deployments of innovation will be shared. I'm very happy to have in the audience, especially invited guests all the way from Spain. And I'm glad that the Mayor of Santander is here today. Hopefully we have some free time together to discuss about La Liga football, which is my favorite. Well, he'll be sharing, he's not here to share with you football, but he'll be sharing his experiences of building a smarter city. The Mayor just gave me a book of the landscape of the place in Santander. Beautiful city. I think it's not just a smart city, it's a great city to visit. I hope to be there one day. And how the SMEs is going to share with us how the SMEs can also learn from the city, and also there are many other speakers that will also share about how they have the different practices and technological projects along the Internet of Things to be able to share with the rest, to give you new ideas. Maybe you can initiate similar kind of projects for your companies or for collaboration. In closing, I'd like to reiterate that harnessing the technologies of IoT is a promising investment. I'm confident that we'll continue to maintain our competitive advantage if we can continue to adapt and innovate. And the government and the industry were both committed to help the SMEs through our various schemes and initiatives. Let me express my thanks to SIAA and Singex for co-organizing IoT Asia 2014. I'm confident everyone will benefit from this conference and the sharing over the next 2 days. Thank you.